Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to another SLG Meetup. Today I have the absolute pleasure to have a friend of mine joining us today for an excellent conversation on how to really maximize your life. He's Ken Joslin, that came from a pastor into a coach with over $250 million worth of real estate sold. And he's been doing tremendously by having conferences and changing people's lives. So this is one of those topics that I really love to talk about, because it's not just about selling luxury, but also transforming people's lives in the process. So very excited about it, and I thank everybody for being here today.
There he is. What's up, my friend? How are you doing, dude?
How you doing, Kev?
Man, I'm blessed, dude. Honored to be on here with you, my friend.
The honor is mine, man. Every time I see you or hear you, I'm like, something's good's going on. I love the energy that you bring to the table every day, man. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a fun ride. Trevor, what's up, man? It's fun being able to impact business leaders' lives, helping them build confidence, gain clarity, and create community. Dude, I pinch myself every single morning. I'm like, God, I get to do this for a living. Like this, I would do it for free, but I get to do this and get paid for it. Like, this is amazing. I'm telling you, man, it's good.
And it's like a domino effect, because everything that you're bringing towards other people's lives, they have something now inside that they want to also share with their audience, their friends, their family. So it's contagious, and positivity is something that needs to become louder and louder. So you're doing an excellent job. I was making a quick intro about yourself, from pastor to coach, with over $250 million worth of real estate sold. And you're doing a tremendous job transforming people's lives. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what is it that you're doing that is impacting so many people.
Yeah, so I got the opportunity to, out of the last 25 years, about half of that in full-time vocational ministry, which means I did it for a living. And if any of you guys have ever done ministry of a living, you don't make that much money. It's a calling. You don't do it for the financial gain in that. I spent about 12 years in full-time vocational ministry, pastoring churches, planting churches from scratch, dude, and just helping people connect with purpose and understand who God is and that God has an unbelievable plan for them. And one thing he should say every week was this: God's love for you isn't predicated on your performance. He loves you because he created you. He loves you because you're a son or daughter. And so I've transferred out of being a full-time pastor into being a full-time business consultant and coach and author and podcast host and conference host with amazing people like my good friend John Maxwell, Jesse Itzler, Ed Milet. I mean, dude, it's just like literally I pinch myself every day and I'm like, dude, I get to do this for a living. So that's what I do, man.
I love it.
Helping business leaders, my friend.
And, for those that are watching or listening or that will tune in later, I want to make sure that they follow you, because the amount of great content that you put on your page, and so positive and so energetic, I mean, it's contagious. So please make sure everybody tuning in, go follow Ken. He's a true gem right there. And also I wanted to ask you, because obviously the transition has been something that, did you have a moment in your life where you were like, I need to transform, make a change, get into real estate? Like, when did you make that change?
Yeah, so when I found out my now 22-year-old daughter, we found out she had juvenile epilepsy. We were in the Atlanta area. She was in Birmingham at college, and we wanted her to finish the school that she was in. She was actually in ministry school, and there's a world-class leadership academy here where she was going to college and learning ministry and learning leadership skills and leadership development. And we found out she had epilepsy. So it really forced my hand out of ministry back into the workplace. So I started doing real estate back, this time just as an agent, working with, residential commercial. So that was kind of the thing that forced us. And one of the things I tell people all the time is this: there are going to be things that happen to you in life that may look like a negative, but what's going to happen is God's going to open a door for you to walk through that you're going to quickly realize, wow, man, this was God's plan all along. Good news is my daughter just celebrated her third year, 3 years of being seizure-free. Another reason we wanted her here was UAB has one of the top epilepsy centers in America, some of the top doctors in the world when it comes to epilepsy. So they were able to get her seizure-free through medicine now for over 3 years. And so it's been a thing to where I still work with EXP. I've got a team in Birmingham. I've got a team in Atlanta. actually bringing a guy on full-time this month to really be the team lead over the Ken Joslin team and the real estate side. So I can focus on GSD and helping business leaders build confidence, gain clarity, and create community.
I love that. So walk me through that process. I mean, somebody like, let's say myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a businessman, and I have some businesses going on, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to really focus on finding the real path and purpose. So I go to you. What will be the first step?
Yeah, the first thing that I would say is, and I wrote this in my planner every day for about a year and a half, literally until I created our own planner. And then I wrote it. It's a quote in the bottom. It says, "Get in rooms with people who think bigger than you do." My first thing, dude, is getting in proximity. It's getting around people that are walking in their purpose. It's getting around significant leaders. I wrote a book a few months ago that hit Amazon bestseller, and in the whole theme of the book came from a conversation 20 years ago. It was my first big speech and leaders, and you want to talk about pressure. Pressure is going on the stage after John Maxwell, and I've done it twice in my life so far. This time was in front of about 9,000 people, and then one of my mentors spoke behind me, and she pulled me aside after. She said, "Hey, can we go to lunch tomorrow?" I said, "Dude, Jeannie, I would love to go to lunch." So we go to lunch the next day, and this is what she asked me. She said, "Ken, do you want to be significant or do you want to be successful? Because they're two vastly different things." And she began to unpack to me the difference between being a significant leader or a person who just chases success. And so when somebody comes into our community, number one, is absolutely amazing. But when somebody comes into our community, the very first thing I try to do is identify, are you a leader of significance or are you a person who's just chasing success? Because significant leaders build others around them so those individuals can win. Understanding my favorite Zig Ziglar quote, if I help enough people get what they want, eventually I'm going to get what I want. Whereas
I love that.
People who chase success, they use people around them so they can win. And when that happens, dude, we leave a trail of damage around us everywhere we go for a long distance of time. Hope Feet, what's up, girl? I see you.
Yeah. No, amazing. I love that. It's something that I really believe everybody should live by. And I love that you have put together that plan for everybody that goes into your community, into your conferences, to really take that step forward, because sometimes we just don't even know what we're chasing. We're just like going forward, but what's the real meaning behind it? Now, tell us a bit about your conferences, because you've been having some of the most incredible conferences out there, bringing amazing speakers. So tell us a bit about that part.
Yeah, so we one of the things we do, we host Create, which is the #1 entrepreneur conference in the Southeast. We do that every January. This last January, we had guys like Jesse Itzler, my good friend John Maxwell, Dave Meltzer, the real life Jerry Maguire, my good friend Jen Gottlieb was there, Randy Garn. I mean, just a phenomenal lineup. Anthony Trucks. I mean, I could go on and on and on. My good friend Ivan Ans from Puerto Rico, he's Argentinian, the largest chain of Toyota dealerships in South America, Inc. 100, 5 years in a row. Some phenomenal leadership experts, some phenomenal business minds, but guys, just some phenomenal human beings. I mean, just great human beings. And literally the entire weekend was to help business leaders build confidence, #1. People say, Ken, why is confidence so important? Dude, I will say this, confidence is currency. Yeah. We spend that currency every single day in every decision we make and in every relationship that we build. So we spend 2.5 days on those three things: building confidence, gaining clarity. Like a lot of us, we have a dream, but we're really not clear on what it looks like. And this is where I borrow my good friend Grant Cardone. And I know you know Grant real well. You and I met you and I and Hope Beach met on the yacht in Grant's VIP section last year. And clarity is huge. And clarity normally comes from when you begin to take action, because speed increases focus. Speed increases focus, because a lot of people don't take action because they're not sure what they're going to do. They're not sure how they're going to do it. They're uncertain of what the future looks like. Listen, you have to take action. You've got to get in motion. My good friend Sharon Lecter, who's the co-author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we spoke together at an event in Nashville about a year ago. She probably said the one quote that has been my favorite quote, dude, that I've heard in the last 3 to 5 years. And it was this. Sharon said, she said, "You don't need magic, you need motion."
She love that. That's
just
great.
Get into motion. Just begin to act. So that's where the clarity comes from. And then the community. Dude, understanding that everything rises and falls with your relationships. Who are the people? And there are 3 spheres of relationships that I talk about a lot. Community, number one. That's that large group that you travel with everywhere you go. It's the 10X community. For us, it's GSD. It's the large group of people that have the same passion, same vision, same desires, same tenacity and passion to go after life. The second one is your circle. And your circle are those 10 or 12 people you spend the most time with. You've heard it said, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. John Maxwell says all the time, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So you've got your community, you've got your circle, and then you've got your corner. And your corner are those 2 to 3 people, Alvaro, that have that 10,000-foot view of what's going on in your life. And they're further down the road than you are, and they're able to help you avoid the landmines and potholes that are coming in life. And they're able to give you wisdom. You're able to lean into and borrow their wisdom from the past mistakes they've made, so you don't have to make those same mistakes.
Man, come on. I'm feeling pumped. No, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And everything that you're saying, it makes so much sense. And sometimes we just need to hear it from a different perspective to put it into action. And what you said, motion is what really leads to results. I love to build momentum, and conversations like this, attending conferences like the one that you just had, or even listening to yourself on a podcast or reading your book. This is what ignites that first gear towards something better and bigger. So thank you for doing this. And I'm sure that a lot of people will feel impacted. Now, Ken, let me ask you this, because I know you have to run and keep on impacting people's lives. But before you head out, we always ask this question to our guests. What is luxury to you?
Freedom. I say it would be freedom. I think it's the freedom. Grant talks a lot about wealth. A lot of my friends talk about wealth. We kick our mastermind off next month. We've got Gary Brecka and Sage are part of our mastermind. My good friend Brent Gove, who's like the number 3 guy at EXP, 30,000 agents in his organization, over $1 million a month in residual income. Randy Garn, best friends with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, bought and sold, built, scaled, and sold his coaching business for several $100 million. Now owns a VC firm in Salt Lake City. I mean, I get to spend some time with some very affluent, wealthy people, but who are also amazing human beings. And when I get to spend time with these people, when I talk about luxury or wealth, it really is about freedom. It really is about freedom. It's the freedom to not only do what you want to do. I mean, I just went out and bought me a new Range Rover yesterday.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. It's the freedom to do what you want to do, but it's also, and this is where significant leaders, they understand this. It's also the freedom for you to help other people around you. It's the freedom for you to do for others and help people do something that they're not even certain they can do for themselves. I say this all the time. If you lack courage, borrow some of mine. If you lack passion, borrow some of mine. If you lack belief in yourself, borrow some of mine until you said the word just a minute ago, until you get enough momentum that you can do it on your own. Listen, when you have momentum, my friend, even the impossible seems possible. And when you lack 100%. momentum, even the possible seems impossible. So you've got to get around amazing guys who have abs like you do. I told you this before. If I had abs like you, I'd never wear a shirt again. I would have showed up on
Okay, hold on. No,
I would have showed up on this Instagram live with no shirt on today, bro. But dude, you've got to get around the people. And luxury is freedom. Freedom for you to live your life the way that God's designed for you to live it. And freedom for you to be able to help other people around you live lives of significance that they may have not thought that they could live.
Man, Ken Joslin right here, preaching.
Appreciate
Oh my
it, man.
God, I love it. No, thank you again for everything that you just shared with us today. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm really, really grateful for our friendship and also the conversations that we'll be having moving forward. I had dinner a couple of days ago with Michael Valdez, president of EXP, and I love the community that you guys are building. So congratulations on everything that is going on. And I wish you all the best, my friend. Can't wait to see you.
Man, most definitely. You tell your beautiful girlfriend that I said hello.
I will. See you, my friend, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Bye-bye.